Hi, this is Dr. Michael Green, and one of the common questions we get on Winona is, does bioidentical hormone replacement therapy cause hair loss? And the short answer is no. Bioidentical hormone replacement therapy actually should increase both the health and the thickness of the hair, and even increase the numbers of hairs on the head. And so the long-term effect of hormone replacement therapy is to increase the health and the amount of hair on the head. And there's this misconception that hormone replacement therapy actually causes hair loss, which really isn't true in the long run. A couple of things going on here. First of all, as women enter this menopause transition, the estrogen and progesterone decrease, and that can decrease the health of the hair on the head, and can also thin the hair. And that's a very common symptom of the menopause transition. Replacing those hormones then logically should change back to the way things were. As your hormones get back to the normal levels, so should your hair growth, and therefore your hair should become much more like when you were younger. There is this thing called telogen effluvium, also called telogen arrest, and it has to do with the way the hairs cycle. So generally what happens is the hairs are on a cycle where they grow and then they go into this rest phase, and then eventually fall out. And all the different hairs are on sort of different times of the cycle. So we're always losing a little bit of hair, we're always getting new hairs, our hair is always growing, and normally it's so little that you don't really notice it. Maybe a few strands of hair on your comb, or on your brush, or in the sink. But overall, the amount of new hairs you're getting is equal to the amount of hairs you're losing. Sometimes during either a stressful time in your life, or in a major or in a shift of your hormones. So for example, this is very common after surgery, very common after, say, a trauma like an auto accident, but it also happens with pregnancy or any time there's a sudden shift in the hormones. And so starting hormone replacement therapy can do this. And what happens is, because of this sort of shift, all the hairs sort of get shocked into this telogen effluvium or telogen arrest stage. That is a sort of pause stage. And then because they're all on the same cycle, a bunch of hairs start falling out all at the same time. And it's pretty scary for some people. You put your brush through and it's like, oh my gosh, this is full of hair. Or you see hair falling down onto the shower, and it's scary because it looks like you're going bald. I experienced this as a teenager. I was in a bad auto accident, and sometime after that accident, my hairs all started falling out. I actually went to a dermatologist, and this was explained to me. And sure enough, what happens is, over time, the hairs start getting back on their own cycle, and everything sort of equals out. So for some amount of time, which can be several months, it can be pretty scary, and it looks like a lot of hair is falling out. But that equilibrates, and eventually everything goes back to normal. So for some women, when they start HRT, all of a sudden they get this rapid hair loss. It can happen right away, or sometimes several months later, and it seems like, oh my gosh, the HRT is making me go bald. And that's not true. It's a temporary thing, and then eventually, as things equal out, you should end up with more hair, healthier hair, thicker hair. And that's really the outcome, the long-term outcome of hormone replacement therapy. So this idea that HRT causes hair loss really is a myth. I hope that helps. Have a great day.